Let's get my horses back into shape. Okie dokie, we are here with Mr. Bullet. He's just so wonderful. He is one of my champs with lesson horses, so I started by giving him some pets, and then here I'm just having him back up. This is a lesson, or this is a session just to get him back into shape. He moved, I needed him to hold still. So I'm really just kind of checking out where they're at, and I'll kind of talk through some of his tics as well. So here I'm just asking for flexion, and what I want him to do is hold his feet still and just give me his head. So just turn his head towards me to look at me gently. So this is kind of one of the biggest hiccups with flexion. There we go. Is that they sometimes think you want them to move. And so here I stand on this side, there, and no, and there. So I probably should have rewarded that first teeny tiny bit, but I probably didn't feel it quite in time. And so here I just asked for it again. He knows this. Sometimes he just doesn't think. He just doesn't he's like the classic don't, or speaks before he thinks about what he wants to say type of a thing. So there, he's giving me exactly what I need. And so I just asked for a little more. He's like, oh, did you want me to move? And I'm like, no, I don't want you to move. I just want you to give me more of your head, just like he's doing here. So now I'm kind of just waiting. I rewarded it, but he moved his feet at the exact same time, so I just asked for it one more time and reinforced it a little quicker. Timing's really important. He tried to follow me, so I just reinforced that he just needs to keep his feet still. I'm also getting back into shape, and so, oh, there's the cat playing with the cone. So here I'm doing it on the other side. I'm also getting back into shape, and so my body language could be better at times as well, and I recognize that. So I try not to take that out on the horse, sometimes that just leads to miscommunication between us, right? It makes sense. It happens. So here I'm back, and I'm just asking him to go into both directions. So Bullet, what I was feeling from his energy this day was just so sluggish. Sometimes he drags his feet. Sometimes he's just kind of hard-headed. He's just kind of a classic gelding in certain ways. So I wanted more impulsion, more movement from him. And so that's why I'm kind of doing what I'm doing. And here I'm walking backwards and trying to get him to kind of trot after me, I'm just trying to get him to think, trying to get him to move his feet, trying to get him to just kind of engage. He's kind of like, what are you doing, Mom? So I'm just kind of still walking backwards, getting him to follow me. Cat is still playing with the cone, watching us. Perfect. So here I'm running, trying to get him to trot with me. I don't think he ever did. And I could if I put on more pressure, but I didn't really want to. I stop suddenly and tell him to stop with me. I snapped that rope because he didn't. It's kind of hard to tell in the video, but I know for sure he did not. And so that's important, especially as a lesson horse with kids. When I stop, he has to stop pretty quickly. And like I said, he knows that he's just slow or he's not thinking. Once again, there, he wasn't thinking. Or he is thinking, but he's just not. The thing is, Bullet knows all these things. He's just kind of hard-headed. And sometimes you gotta encourage him a little bit more to give you what you need. So I do that by kind of changing it up. I kind of make it more exciting. Sometimes I ask him to move his feet. Oh, there. See, he stopped perfectly with me, which is what we need. Just getting him back sharp again, back on his feet. He's a little there. So I'm pointing the way I want him to go, and he's going the wrong direction. So I stay in front of him. I stay pointing the way I want him to go, and I swing the rope on his opposite shoulder to get him to go there. He's licking his lips. He says, okay, I'll do what you want. He's just kind of a classic gelding where he's a little thick-headed, but he's smart. He's a great boy. He's so fluffy too. And then I asked him to go the other way, and he hopped to it, which I'm okay with that because it's a little silly, but it's him actually responding. So here he was like, okay, I'll stop, and then he didn't. Right? He's like, well. I kind of kicked my leg out to get more space, make myself bigger. I was not kicking at him. I don't kick my horses. That was not the intention. Sometimes I just use my whole body because I'm a bit of a spaz. So I'm asking him now to just go both directions and stop. And see here, he's not watching. He knows these things. I've done them with him many times there. His head's down. He's just chill, doing his own thing. And I'm like, hey, dude, we're just doing some quick review. And he's just doing his own thing, chill. Tried to go the wrong direction again. I stay calm. I point the way I want him to go. I swing the rope the other way off that shoulder. There's shoulders in groundwork. You can tell him a lot with that. I ask him to stop, and he doesn't. I need to do groundwork with him again soon just to see if this is typical for him with the first session back of just not paying attention, kind of being a derp, kind of being thick-headed. Here I'm asking him to back up, and he just isn't. So I ask for it a lot more quicker, with a lot more intensity. I'm like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. That's what I was feeling with this session, is he was just kind of like, oh, she's asking me things. I don't know. So I'm just trying to get him to think. I'm like, go, 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 go. Let's do. So I'm getting him to go backwards and forwards, trying to get him to be a little sharper, a little more soft. Softness is not his strong suit. It's something I'm constantly trying to get into him. So here we backed up again. I walk away from him, drop my shoulders, give him a reward. You can see now he's stopping when I'm stopping. He's a little bit more paying attention. There he goes. See, now this is where I just now felt like he was starting to actually listen to me. He has the tendency to like blow through people sometimes though, which is why I just don't let him get away with things. I can't just that was a pretty little trot take off. He's licking his lips. I just asked for a little trot. If I remember correctly, I feel like he was moving a little stiffly. I'm not asking for much. I just want him to move. I think I do start asking for the canter, which if I'd planned ahead, I would have just brought out the whip so that he could have the entire lunge line. And I think the grass was a little slippery. And so he does slip a couple times, which I hesitated to keep asking, but I just wanted to see that. See, there's a big slip. I just wanted to see that big canter take off right there. So I think he took the wrong lead. I wasn't even watching closely, but I just want him to be soft. I want him to listen. I don't want it to take so much effort to get him just to do the simple things that I'm asking for. So I went ahead and asked him for the canter as well, just because we're going to be cantering with him. And so I'm just trying to get him, see where he's at, see how his body feels. I asked him to stop because he trotted very nicely, very quickly, and I'm rewarding it big time. Which is good. He's starting to pay attention. He's such a smart horse. He just tries to get away with a lot. And so I point the way I want him to go. I wait for him to go. And he does go. See, and I barely give the cue and he starts to. Well, I gave it more than I normally do. But so here I'm asking him to canter again. If I had known it was so slippery, I would have put the line out longer and then got the whip. I don't always need extra enforcement with him. But when we're getting back into it, he does, because he's just a little thick-headed sometimes. And maybe it's just stubbornness. Probably stubbornness is the better term for him. So just trying to get him to take off nicely, to just start going without me having to fight for it so much. Here I'm following him because he's kind of just all over the place. There he goes, a few canter steps, and I stop. You can see I give him the rope hardcore, and I just turn away with a big, big release because he finally just cantered a few steps. That's all I wanted him to do. So working on lightness, working on communication, working on him just responding and softness, and you can see him creeping up behind me to stand with me because we're done for the day. He's just kind of a pickle, and I was once again just kind of seeing where they're at. So now that I had this session under our belt, our going forward sessions are a lot more smooth, and here I'm just being chill, letting him walk with me and stop with me, paying attention closely to what I'm asking for. So this is where he's kind of just a classic kid horse asking for more flexion, once again to review, where kid horses are just traditionally just like pulled around and just like really heavy-handed on them. And so I do kind of get into that a tiny bit, but then I go back to softness because the goal is to get him to softness. So sometimes I feel like I have to be heavy-handed on him to then bring him to the softest cues, which there you see, he did the flexion perfectly. So I bet the next time I work with him and ride him, he's going to be much better. You can see he's chill and calm the whole time. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.